What is up, everyone? Um, how's it going tonight? All right, welcome back to another episode of Black and White Takes, where the takes aren't always so black and white. Tonight, we are going to be going over everything you need to know about college basketball. And so, come March Madness, you can have a perfect bracket. We'll be discussing the NBA All Star break, debating the best college post game meals to have on the bus, and more. All right, what's up, everyone? This is your host, Jess, and our guest host, Joey. As you know, CK is traveling the world right now for the next 3 weeks, and he will be back shortly with us in Scottsdale. As always, be sure to like and subscribe to our page, Black and White Takes. Also, you can find us on X, TikTok, and Instagram at Black and White Takes. And please comment with any hot sports takes you may have, and we'll be sure to discuss them live on our show. Awesome. So, Joey, how's it going, man? What's up? Nice to have you on the
What's
show.
up, dude? What's up? Happy to be here, man. Feels like we all those nights on the front porch, all those nights in the group chat, just having fun, debating sports, fun to be on here and really just go at it.
Yeah, man, this is cool. This is cool. I feel like we've spent a lot of time discussing sports. It's nice to bring it to the World Wide Web, man. It's awesome. So I wanted to get into a quick game for those that you are watching and don't know. Joey and I actually played on the same college basketball team together, and I thought it'd be cool to do a really cool segment, just going right into it. Um, so here it is. All right, our segment's going to be worst post game meals to have on the bus after a game, and you're going to rank them 1 through 5. So I'm going to give you 5 places
All
where
right,
we have eaten in college after a game, and you're going to
love
rank
it.
them. All right?
Let's do it. Is it blind or do I get all five up
No,
front?
no, it's blind. You have no clue what's
Okay.
coming.
Okay, cool.
All right. So number one, we're going to go with Chick-fil-A.
Hmm.
Where are we putting that?
I'm gonna put that because I'm thinking about what the other typical ones were, so I feel like that was one of the better ones. I'm gonna put that at two.
Chick-fil-A is going number two. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I don't think the one thing I do hate about Chick-fil-A that would always happen after a post game is we got the boxes and they didn't give you the fries. It was always just a chicken.
Oh,
I
it
don't
was
know
the
if anyone.
chips. It was the
Yeah, it's the
waffle
crappy
chips.
chips, man.
I
I don't
forgot
know if
about that.
anyone can relate, but I know. I'm also curious about like what I would love to see comments on this if when we post this to TikTok wherever. Um, what were Division 1 Division 1 meals like after games? Because
Way
ours
better than ours.
they had to be. They had to be. Okay,
You think they're getting like filet mignon on there?
dude. I don't know. Some
No.
surf and turf. I don't know. I don't know whether it was NIL budgets could bring them. All right, number two. We're gonna go with Bojangles
Bojangles. I feel like this. When do we have Bojangles after a game?
after
Hmm.
Guilford. It was always either Chick-fil-A or Bojangles after Guilford.
Okay. I now it's I messed up. I messed up with what could be number one, like where I could put number one at. I'll put Bojangles at three.
Bojangles at three. Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that
Yeah.
would have been my one, I think. That was always
Okay.
such a fire meal. And always like
Yeah.
a
It was. It was, it
curveball.
was different. It was
Yeah.
different.
All right. I'm trying to think. We had all right, Bojangles, Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
Number three is I wrote these down. Um, Domino's.
Five. That was
Five.
quick.
I was
Five.
always yeah, easy one.
Find a partner. Find a partner. Get a pizza.
Yeah, we would always, for those that don't know, we would get one pizza per two people, so we were splitting. And I feel like it was always a battle for the cheese because the pepperoni when it gets cold was just always
Yeah.
terrible. I don't know, and they were like
Yeah.
stale. I'm like, this pepperoni has been sitting out probably since 2 p.m. Our game's
Yeah.
over at 9 o'clock, and we're eating cold pepperonis.
Shout out D Myers. I would buddy up with him a few times, and he would never eat the pizza. And he would never eat the pizza, so I would get the whole thing to myself.
Yeah, he didn't put that stuff in his body. All right. I know we had this a few times, so I Chipotle.
Oh, that's one. Easy.
Chipotle
One.
at one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so I guess you're putting. I could be wrong. Did we have? I thought we had Firehouse subs a few times after games.
It's not ringing a bell, but it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, It was either that or
or
well,
another, or like Jersey Mike's. I mean,
Jersey
something along
Mike's,
those
and
lines.
then for the people that don't know, I know we had like Yellow Submarine too, but they
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I just thought the
Reg-
it would be.
I think that's still four for me, regard whatever sandwich place it is. I think I like that ranking.
I would probably agree with it. I think I would go Bojangles 1, Chipotle 2. Dude, I know it's unpopular, but I'll go Domino's 4 or 3 cuz you're always full after. I
I
hated
don't know, man.
hated the waffle chips. I hated them.
Yeah. I hated the fact that Domino's was the most common. So I hated that anywhere else that had Domino's, I immediately hated it because I was like, oh, here we go. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be on the bus. I just it took me back to on the bus.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Okay. All right. All right, moving on. So the NBA All-Star game was this weekend.
Was
I
it?
don't was it? Was it? Yeah, so I guess I'm guessing you heard Draymond's comment. He thought it sucked. 0 out of 10. Dude, what just initial thoughts on that? On the All-Star. I know you knew it happened, so
Yeah, I caught a few bits and pieces of it here and there. Interesting format. What they do? They like four teams, and like they drafted those teams, right? The four like coaches, if you will.
yeah, they did. They drafted the 4 coaches, and I think I don't exactly know how the setup was because I was pretty, you know, I, I feel like you can relate to this. I feel like we're like basketball purists in the sense like so I wasn't following it that much, and but I know they had like younger guys that I
Yeah,
so it's just like it was kind of dumb. They had those guys competing against the older guys. I think is kind of the premise of it, but I don't know what the age cutoff was or how many years they had to be in. I think it was like the first 2 year guy, like 2 year guys.
yeah. Well, how about this? They had a team. I saw this somewhere. They had a team of the OGs. Jason Tatum was on the team of the OGs, and
My
the
guy.
Rising Stars. I think Jalen Brunson was on the Rising Stars. For those who don't know, I think Jalen Brunson is 3 years older than Jason Tatum. So
Oh man.
it's like, what are we doing? It's like I don't know. I think I appreciate them switching it up a little bit. I think there's a little more competition in the games. Um, but I don't know. I feel like even as a kid, I tuned in for All Star Weekend for like the 3 point contest, the dunk contest, like for those things mainly.
Yeah. I don't get why the NBA just can't do like some sort of incentive base and just have the guys go out there and compete.
Yeah, yeah,
Like give each player, I don't know. Dude, I'm sure the NBA makes enough money to give the winner of the West versus East $1 million each, right? Like
yeah.
I feel like that would be a simple solution. I don't know. It'd be
What do you think about this? I saw something. It was like the the top 10 vote getters, whatever, are the all stars, and then you have the next 10 are like the snub team, like guys who like missed the cut, and then having them compete against like who got the votes,
dude,
and maybe that's a better
that
competition there.
that would be awesome. That makes so much more sense than just getting like putting no offense and no hate. I think Dalton Connect is a good player, but just throwing him out there for no reason. I mean,
Yeah.
to go guard Jason Tatum and KD is just kind of it's
Here we
kind of
go. So let's fix All Star Weekend. So that's the premise. If the snub team wins, their incentive is higher than if the other team wins, like the team that's supposed to win. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
True.
there's more money in the pot for the guys who just missed the cut.
No, I like that. And you're still getting the top 20 guys playing.
Yeah,
No, I think that's a really good solution to fixing the All-Star break. But also, I don't get why we have to do this. I think we've ruined the NBA All Star Weekend somewhat, and just like we hold on with the fan vote, right? We hold on to guys way too long. Like no
mm,
disrespect to Damian Lillard out there, but like, dude, there's better players in the NBA right now than Damian Lillard.
yeah. I was kind of surprised. I mean, I haven't been huge following the NBA to this point, but I was surprised, even like the fact that he was on there. Like I think even Kyrie's one of those guys that's like older, like same age as Dame, but he's playing much better than Dame was, and he wasn't even an original pick.
Right. Same with Trey Young.
Yeah,
It's like, and they're wondering why they're gonna really struggle to move on from the Stephs and LeBrons and KD once they retire, and
totally.
it's because we did like viewership is already down because you haven't moved on. Like, no offense, I love Steph Curry, he's my favorite player of all time, you know this, but Jason
Hmm.
Tatum deserved the MVP of that game. I mean, I watched some of it last night, but he deserved the MVP, and like it's time to move on to these younger guys. So it would just make more sense to get not completely get rid of the fan vote, but like let's get the best guys in there.
Yeah, or make the fan vote count less.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the NBA needs to figure it out on how to move on.
Yeah,
Um,
how about, speaking of moving on, to the next, guys in the league, how about Wembanyama out there? What was did you
Wemby,
Wemby,
Wemby.
did you see what he was doing in the skills challenge? It was
No, I didn't.
hilarious. It was
What was he doing?
hilarious.
I think Chris Paul was telling him to do it.
No, so that's what everyone thinks. It was Wemby. Wemby. Everyone thinks that because Chris Paul's an asshole. So, but instead it was Wemby. He took full credit for it. So what he did, for those who didn't watch, there's the skills challenge where you have to, make a certain amount of passes through a ring or what dribble through stuff, whatever. There's a point where you have to hit you get 3 shots to hit a 3 pointer, and instead of shooting, and if you miss all three, it doesn't matter. You just move on. So Wemby gets up there and gets the 3 point. He just chucks the ball at the rim, not even trying to make it.
Oh,
And then,
really?
yeah,
Okay.
and then apparently, from what I heard, he wouldn't ask every single ref if he could do that, and they were like, "I guess so." So he did it. Chris Paul did it, and then they disqualified them from from the skills challenge.
Oh man, yeah, no skill whatsoever. We're just gonna practice our passing at the backboard.
It was hilarious.
Oh,
Complete mockery of it. It
dude,
looked like.
leave it to the Frenchie to come up with some clown stuff like that, man. Oh, unbelievable. Ah,
It was too funny. You gotta watch those highlights if you can
I
find them.
will. I will. Moving on after the All Star break, who do you like for the NBA playoffs and finals? Do you have a early front runner or
Yeah, I mean, the Celtics look so good. It's hard to think of a team that can, especially in the East, to really challenge them in a 7 game series.
Knicks?
Uh,
You don't think the Knicks can?
I don't think the Knicks are as deep. No, I think that they Tibbs runs them on fumes by the time they get to the playoffs. I think Celtics just a deeper team. I mean, Peyton Pritchard off the bench.
Yeah.
Um, they look completely different with Chris Stapps back in the lineup. For probably 2 or 3 weeks now after the injury, or whatever. I could be so wrong, but
No, I think that
um,
sounds right.
I think they just look like the most complete team. I think the Nuggets are like in the West are kind of like in the three, maybe 2 or 3. Like they're not up there yet, like where they normally are. But I feel like they're starting to click, and that's a team, you know, that's always going to be a threat.
Yeah. So you're not thinking this is OKC's year. You're not.
No, I've never been a believer in OKC. I don't know why.
I saw something that Draymond was like guaranteeing a championship for him this year.
For who? For OKC or for Golden State?
For Golden State, man. Come on. And then Shay was like they asked Shay about it. They're like he thinks they're gonna beat y'all and come out of the West. And Shay's like, well, do you think he's gonna say that they're gonna lose to us?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Draymond just cashes checks that, or he cashes checks that Steph Curry has to write.
Yeah. At some point when he puts up no stats in a game, he's just doing cardio, but
Yeah,
just out
I
there
don't know.
running.
Do you think? I mean, do you think the Lakers are now a legitimate threat with
Dude,
this post? Which, I mean, we haven't even talked. I haven't talked to you about that trade at all. Like
yeah, we haven't.
it makes no sense. Still, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get the trade, but move past the trade. Dude, Luca looks so so. I hate to say he just doesn't look good defensively. Like he looks like a liability out there on the floor. Like
Really?
he's moving slow. Have you watched him? Like have you watched him
No.
go? No, dude, he looks bad. Like he's closing out he's closing out as guys are driving by him. Like he's not even closing out on shot fakes. Like it's like he's playing in like lag mode. I don't It's crazy.
I mean, I guess that's the trade off is as like as much of a liability as he is on defense, like I mean, there's a handful of guys that can do what he does on offense.
For sure. And it's gonna make them hard. Like, yeah, they're hard to guard. It's in possession ball
Hmm.
games with LeBron controlling tempo, Luca controlling tempo. I mean, and how good they do out of doubles and yeah. I mean, they're gonna. And Austin Reeves is absolutely killing it right now,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, I mean they're
How about
obviously,
JJ Redick?
dude. I have a
He's
segment. I have a
he's not.
segment where we're gonna
Uh
get to
oh.
JJ Redick, and it's gonna be
Love it.
funny.
Love
Uh,
it.
but
I
yeah, he's.
actually was. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, yeah, he's killing it. I think yeah, he's really. I mean, he's of course he's going to be a great coach. I mean, he understands ball.
Yeah, I was when the Lakers came to town. So I'm in right outside of DC. I went in and watched Lakers Wizards a few weeks ago. Boy, was that something. The
Really,
Wizards are the worst show in town, man. It is hard to watch.
dude. So I did first episode. Cameron just was not ready for it, but I did a GM. I did a play like a play GM challenge, and this will be interesting because I know you're a big basketball guy. So I'll do this with you.
Okay.
And the challenge was, all right, you're the GM. How do you fix the Wizards? Because we're all three of us are from the DMV DC area,
Yeah.
and we have experienced. I mean, dude, some bad basketball, some bad professional basketball around here. And
Yeah.
for the area, that's kind of crazy because we think, I know you got North Carolina, whatever, say what you want, but this is definitely the hoop area, the DMV, the best products come out of the
For
DMV.
sure. For sure.
Um,
I mean, looking at two of them right here.
yeah, yeah, Division Three's finest. Um, we were the exciting whites before Cooper DeJean and Reed Blankenship. um, at the D3 level. But no. So like, if you're the GM, how do you fix the Wizards? How do you make them competitive within the next 3 years?
Oof. In the next 3 years, that's tough. First, if I'm the owner, if I'm the GM, I'm making a call to the owner saying we gotta fix the logo and the colors. I can't stand it. That's
All
my
right,
first thing.
all right. We're
That's my
starting with
first thing.
the we're starting
So,
with the
hey,
logos and colors,
if
ladies and
if I'm
gentlemen.
if I'm taking a page out of the Commanders playbook, it's got to be a complete reset. You got to
Dude, the
reset
Commanders
everything.
drafted Jaden Daniels. I don't think this is the same.
It's a cultural reset where Jaden Daniels was able to come in and then take it to the next level. Is my take over there,
It is
but
it is just the whites take tonight. So we are big culture guys over here. We are all about the grit and getting on the floor and culture,
I
culture
was
for
gonna
the win.
say I'm looking super. It's like white and whiter. I'm looking super pale in this Zoom box. But how do I fix the Wizards? I mean, I think you have to draft Cooper Flag, assuming they get the first pick, right?
Yeah,
Um, so
poor guy.
I think you draft Cooper Flag, and then I think it was. I don't know if I love the Middleton trade, but getting rid of Kuzma, I think was a step in the right direction. um,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I think you draft Cooper Flag. I think Cooper Flag brings, of course, talent and insane athleticism and everything. But I think he brings to the back to the culture point. I think he brings like a competitive fire into the locker room a little bit, which I think is going to be good. And then
aka grit.
AK grit. And then maybe you go out and you try to get an Austin Reeves or you go no,
Oh
I'm
man.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean,
I mean
it wouldn't hurt him.
I think I also I don't think I could tell you the last three coaches of the Wizards. Like
The Brooks guy, right?
I couldn't tell you who their coach is right now. No chance.
No, no shot.
Um, I feel like you got to get I don't know something that's exciting there. Maybe some ex player that's respected.
Hey, who knows? Maybe we get KD. Like, screw the Suns. Let me go sign with the Wizards. He's from the area.
Try to get him back. Pair him up with Cooper Flag. Uh, do you keep Jordan Poole? Do you move on from Jordan
Dude, no
Poole?
one's no one's taking his
I
contract.
mean, yeah, it's fair. I mean, shoot, while we're at it, maybe we get Mac McClung, get his contract, get the 3-time dunk contest on our team, sell some tickets.
Would sell some tickets. He played at Georgetown too. He'd sell out that arena. I'd go. No, yeah,
Long story short, I have no idea. I'm not the person for the job, but
yeah.
I don't
I
know if
don't.
we'll ever see them be good.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone for the job. I don't, dude. I mean, I think you got to take a note out of the Wizards playbook, or not the Wizards. Who did it? The Sixers. I mean, you got to tank. I think you got to tank for 2 years
Okay.
and and
Yeah.
get a Cooper Flag. Get get solid guys like what the Celtics get. Get your Al Horfords, your Derek Whites, right? Like when you
Okay.
can. And then you got to draft well. Get a coach in there, and you know, behind that sneaky athleticism and Cooper Flag and grit, you build around that. I mean, dude,
Yeah.
the thing about if you can get Flag, I mean, he changes any team. Like look what Wemby has already done for the Spurs. I mean,
Yeah.
and then you have guys that want to go there. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to create an environment, like you said, a culture where guys want to come, and no one wants to come to the Wizards.
Totally.
So
No,
no,
not and like not, I don't think like I was listening actually to we've listened I think you've listened to it a few times. John Bernthal's podcast, Real
yeah,
Ones.
yeah,
Gilbert Arenas was on pretty recently, so I was listening to him. Interesting interview there, but like he was just talking about like just the locker room, like part of just some bad locker rooms. Like I mean, and it's just so hard to build a team when nobody wants to be there. Nobody takes it serious.
yeah,
He was saying practice at 11. Some guys would show up 10:55. Some guys would show up 11:15. And I feel like that still happens.
yeah. That's on Gilbert Arenas. So like, he's the franchise player. Like, what are you doing, allowing that? But all right. Speaking of Cooper Flag,
Yeah.
dude, crazy. But first, I want to mention, as I said, Joey and I played together. Um, we played in college together, and it was a great time. But so we're big college basketball guys. Moving forward with kind of the landscape of college basketball,
Mhm.
do you think? Well, I want to get your thoughts. We haven't really discussed this. Do you think NIL has affected college basketball the same way it's affected college football?
No, I don't think it has. I think I'm kind of on the camp that it's helping college basketball in a sense.
Yeah,
I think it's hurting college football because I think what you see is the schools that just have so much money, the Alabamas, the Georgia, the Texas, like they're Ohio State, like they're just dominating the NIL market, and it's like just elevates the top, like it makes it disproportionate almost in football. But like in college basketball, I feel like what it's doing is it's keeping guys playing for more than 4 years because they can make good money, and like they're moving around, which I don't love. I love like having a team that is there for like multiple years, but I think it just makes it more parity across like college basketball.
yeah, I agree. To college basketball too already was doing this prior to college football in the sense of guys were already moving around a lot in college basketball. Like
Yeah,
they had 10 years of dealing with one and dones and guys leaving early and guys
totally.
transferring way before football did. Like football, like up until like the last 5 years, people were waiting their turn. I mean, you had 5 stars on Alabama's roster and
Yeah,
LSU's and Ohio State's that would wait till their junior year to play. It was kind of unheard of, like until kind of the Jalen Hurts and Joe Burrow, where you started hearing about guys leaving and
yeah,
truthfully for football and going and playing and shining at other schools. A lot of guys waited it out. But I think, yeah, to your point, I think it's definitely hurting college football. Guys are the schools are just so top heavy. I mean,
yeah,
they're just so top heavy, and football is such a timing sport. I was talking to this like with someone at work, and he played college football. He played at Army, and he was talking about like it's hard to come into a new system in football and get the cadence and timing. Like you can't just do that. Like basketball, if guys
yeah,
want to leave and go to a new school, one, a lot of schools are already running the same concept, same stuff, and
yeah,
at the end of the day, like you kind of roll a ball out there, and your best 3 players can win you a basketball game. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
it is different. I I would like to see some stability. Like they need to make it work for all sports. I think, and I'm not like a
Yeah.
equity guy. Like that's not. But like football, I don't know. Football is just getting out of hand.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody recently too. It's I'd love to like get the ear of I don't know. This would be a I don't know how this would happen, but would love to get the ear of like a elite college coach that's like dealing with 18 to 22-year-olds who are like making more money than them potentially, and like
True.
having to coach that and like manage locker rooms, like it's just crazy to me. I don't know.
Dude, I was hearing about it. Like, didn't Nick Saban talk about this? He was like, he had a player that like wanted to be guaranteed a starting spot and guaranteed like $10 million, or else he wasn't coming. And it's just like, dude, I mean, once again, this is just my white take. I don't know, and me just not being a great athlete but dude, like at some point you got to be good enough to play.
Yeah.
Like if your goal is to make it to the NFL, like sure, you can have $10 million, you can be guaranteed a starting spot, but if you're not good enough to step on the field and play and show that you belong playing on the field on Sundays, it doesn't matter. You got at some point you got to get good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I,
No, that's and kind of bringing it back to college basketball. Got the Duke game on right now, um, and like what you would see, especially with the one and dones, is like some of the Duke guys. I'm a big Duke fan. The one and done era, you would have guys who come in for a year who would be good players, and then they would know like a new class is coming in, so like they were like I'm not going to be guaranteed minutes and whatnot, and you would see them kind of
yeah,
leave and start going to more different schools, which is
yeah,
just like an interesting
yeah.
byproduct of that.
It's good for college basketball though. Like I remember, like Duvall, right? He should have never gone to the league, right? The
Yeah,
guy, but like now the ability, you don't have to sit out a year. You can go to another school, make more money than you would going into the NBA. It's
yeah,
helped college basketball actually. So I agree with you
yeah.
right there. Speaking of college basketball, who do you like this year? I mean, we're getting close to March
Mhm.
Madness, and I promised them at the beginning of the show we are gonna get them right for to make their brackets perfect. So
Yeah, let's see. I like a lot of teams. Obviously, bias, but I do like Duke. I think they're a solid team. I think that's such a good blend. I think Shire has kind of with the NIL we're just talking about such a like good job of getting freshman talent paired with upperclassmen, guys who have been there before. And I think that helps them like get set up for success. Um, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm sold on Auburn. I don't know if that's just a mental block of mine where I feel like I always put Auburn deep in my bracket and they lose. I don't know what it is about it. I think they're a great team. But what do you think of Auburn?
dude,
I think your first episode you said you liked them to go super
yeah,
far.
yeah, I did. I like Bruce Pearl, man. I think same.
I do too, but yeah,
He I mean, he keeps guys there. I
yeah.
know like Broom has been there for a while. Number 44, I can't think of his name. Has
Oh
been there.
yeah, he jumps out the gym.
Yeah, he has been there for like 5 years. So I mean, I think when you have men on your team and like guys that have been in your system, it's obviously skews to success in your favor.
Yeah.
Um, so
Beating Alabama, did you catch that game?
I
That one made a difference in my mind of like, okay, this team is really solid.
Yeah, right. Like they've been so many like ranked teams, and we'll get
Yeah.
to see them play against ranked teams as they close out the year. Like their losses
Mhm.
are to who they lose to. They've lost to Duke and they've lost to Florida, and they have
Yeah.
2 or 3 losses. Did they lose to Tennessee once? I think maybe,
Maybe, yeah, maybe just 2 losses.
maybe.
That Florida game was surprising.
Yeah, but I mean Florida's legit too.
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah,
guy's a good coach.
I like Florida. I like both Michigan and Michigan State. I think those are really good teams that
Dude, first
are
episode,
kinda
I said Michigan was my dark horse to win it
there you
all.
go, there you go. Dusty May, he's
Dusty May.
he's he's a wizard with that clipboard, man. He
Yeah,
draws up some good stuff.
yeah, his ATO plays are fantastic.
He's got that big 7-footer from FAU that came with him.
Yeah, the German
Um,
guy, what's his name? Whatever.
I
I know who you're talking
couldn't tell
about.
you. I think he's
Wolf,
over 50.
Wolf, right? He's
Oh,
like,
no, no, I'm thinking about somebody else. He's good, he's really good, but from
yeah.
remember the he's like a center,
No,
tall, like,
I know
super
who you're
tall.
talking
Yeah,
about. I know who you're talking about. Dude, yeah,
yeah.
Michigan has some guys. I wish Doug McDaniel would have stayed there, but whatever.
Yeah, he's at Kansas State, right?
Yeah, he's hooping though.
Yeah, they're kind of playing well right now. But I think Michigan State, I mean, Izzo, I love Izzo. I think he's such a good he just especially in March, he just gets his teams playing well and, like, together, and they just had a great win against at Illinois.
The thing
So I
that
think
worries
Michigan State's a good team.
Yeah, the thing that worries me about Michigan State is they don't shoot the ball very well.
Mm.
Also, speaking of Kansas State, I like them plus 2.5 tonight against Houston, or against Utah. For anyone that is watching and wants to play, I like them plus 2.5
Are they at home or are they on the road?
on the road. But they're like the hottest team in college basketball right now, so
U
we're gonna ride. We're gonna
Utah
tell them.
U Utah in a little letdown spot after the Kansas upset.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So
Okay, I like that.
I,
I'm trying to think
I
of some
will.
other teams.
Arizona and Baylor tonight. I think Arizona's -1, or maybe
I
Baylor's
don't
now swung to -1.
okay.
But
Yeah, yeah, what do you think of, like, I mean, the SEC is stacked. Like,
I was
Tennessee, Florida, Texas A&M, those teams are all in the mix.
yeah, I was gonna mention something about that. I feel like that there's a conference that we're high on every year, and then they go into the tournament and they do terribly. And I
Yep.
and it's like hard not to think that's gonna be the SEC. Like a couple
Yeah,
years, it was like the Big Ten, and
yeah,
then like so I could easily see the SEC just being overinflated with quad one wins because they
yeah,
play
'cause
all SEC teams.
true.
But
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, going back to, like, growing up, Duke days, I was a huge I mean, I was ACC guy, that was the best conference, growing up, and they've gotten a lot of hate recently. Last year, the ACC in the tournament performed really well. They
yeah,
had a lot of teams late in there, which I think is funny, just to what your point was of, like, high on these other conferences, but hey, ACC still got some good teams.
yeah. I think the only two relevant ACC teams this year are going to be Duke and Clemson, though.
Yeah, it's hard to think of other ones who could surprise. I mean, Pitt maybe if
Dude,
they
I
if
don't
they
think Pitt's going to make the tournament.
are they not? That's a terrible take then.
Like they've lost some games. I don't even know who else is at the top of the ACC. I'm about to pull it up
Yeah,
real quick.
it's tough because they probably won't get many at-large bids, um,
Like
than they would have in the years past.
Louisville's at the top of the ACC.
Mm. Yeah, they got the old College of Charleston coach.
Yeah, SMU solid,
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I don't. It's gonna be interesting.
don't be
Yeah,
don't be surprised. NC State, where are they at in
no,
the
no, they're not
ACC?
gonna make it. They're horrible. If they
Okay.
make a run, if Kevin Keats puts on another run, dude, golly, he was literally fired, and then
I know, that was nuts.
insane.
Who else? Who else is? I need to let me pull up like the top 25 right
I mean,
now.
you got Kansas, you got
I'm down on Kansas,
is
man.
dude, that is the one thing though about NIL, man, with A&M. I'm high on A&M. That's like the one
Yeah.
team that is like in the SEC because they're hard style play. Like they don't play your typical brand of basketball. Like they get up in you and really
Hmm.
pressure you, and it's just and they run. They're up and down, man, and it would be and so athletic. They are just insane athletes.
Yeah.
Um, so I could see A&M really causing some havoc come. And Buzz Williams, man, and he's due for a
Yeah.
big tournament run, I think.
I'm looking at the top 25. Gonna put a few teams out there. I want like first like thought to your head. All
Okay,
right. Iowa State.
round of 32.
Okay. St. John's and Rick Pitino. Get that
Elite
white get that white suit on.
Elite 8.
Really? Okay. And then let's see, last one here,
Even though
Kentucky.
even though a terrible Nova team beat St. John's last week, and I took St. John's -2, ladies and gentlemen, and they completely burned me. So Rick Pitino, if you listen to this, for the love of God, do not do not go clowning like you did last week when I had money on the line, you scumbag. Golly.
Last one during that rant you missed, Kentucky.
Oh,
I know we talked about Kentucky before the season.
I love Mark Pope, and I think
Yep.
Andrew Carr has been. Dude, the thing is, like when Lamont Butler and Andrew Carr are healthy, I think they are a top 5 team in the in college basketball.
I
But
think
they
Kentucky's real good.
dude, but like they're not healthy.
Yeah. But hey, I mean,
So
there's still a month
you know
left,
what?
a month and a half of the season.
Mark Pope's first year, he lost to Calipari, at Kentucky. I think he's gonna bring some big blue magic come March and put Kentucky into your Final Four, ladies and gentlemen. Bold
I
take.
think
Put them in your
I,
Final
I'm
Four.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I think that they play a great brand. Their defense is the one thing that scares me. They don't play the best defense out there, but they share the ball, go fast, shoot,
Yeah.
and like way more than past Kentucky teams like share the ball. Like they have a lot of assists.
Agreed. And guys, now is a great time to take Kentucky. People are down on them. What are they like? What are they like? 16th, 19th in the country,
Right, 17th.
17th, right in the middle. All right. So yeah, people are sleeping on them. Take Kentucky to get to your Final Four if you can take it. It is a great value bet. I bet you it's. I wonder what the odds on it are on it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
let me see
You're
if
gonna,
I can find championship odds. Let's see. Should have this pulled up. That'd be bad. Bad podcasting. Come on.
yeah, I know, right? Should already have this go. We do have the Duke game pulled up. While we're doing some of that, we can pull up the Duke game for you guys. Oh wow. Dude, Duke. The thing about Duke, I saw an interesting take on why to always take Duke to cover. Is like their 5 through 10 guys are insane. Like it's like you put in the bench players and they're better than other teams' starters.
Yeah. All right. I'm seeing Kentucky is 35-1.
Oh yeah, to win it all.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So
Honestly, thought would be further down than that.
no, it's Kentucky. I mean, who else? Who's on that list?
In front of them,
Yeah,
Auburn in order: Auburn, Duke, Houston, Bama, Iowa State, Tennessee, Florida, Texas Tech.
interesting, guys. Do not, do not have Houston in your Final Four. And I might be. You guys can, do whatever to me. You, this is a kid show, but whatever. All right, do whatever you want. Throw me off a cliff if I'm wrong, but do not have. I don't even. I'm not even gonna put Houston coming out the first weekend.
Really?
Yeah, no way,
Really? Why not? I haven't seen many games.
dude. They're just not. They're not good offensively. They're. I think the Big 12 is overrated. Too. Well, the old
I
Big
do.
12.
I do too. I do too.
It's like I this could be but I don't think they're gonna do it because they're so stuck on the quad one wins in college basketball this year. Like, and it's just.
Yeah.
But this is the year for the mid major. I think like I'm trying.
Oh.
Yeah, really. I'm trying to think of like hmm who do I.
Here before you go into mid majors, just on the topic of Big 12. This might be this is doesn't have a whole lot of basis in fact knowledge behind this bet that I like, but tomorrow Tuesday, Texas Tech at TCU. TCU is 8.5 underdogs. I kind of like TCU and at plus 8.5.
We're gonna take it. TCU plus 8.5. Get it tonight. All right. There's no guarantee because Joey is taking it tonight. All right. The line is
It's
gonna move to 6.5 tomorrow because they know Black and White Takes is on it. All right.
it's just a weird feeling. TCU is pretty. I'm pretty sure they've only had one or two losses at home. Texas Tech might be overlooking this game. A Tuesday night. just a game that they're not locked in for. 8.5, that's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. You know who's really also they're SEC now, but Oklahoma. What have
Mm,
oh, dude,
we loved Oklahoma. What's going on with
I
them?
loved them. I loved them, but they're falling apart.
I know.
They're ripping at the seams.
All right, you were about to get into some mid majors.
Yeah, I guess I should pull up a list. I like Saint Bonaventure, the Bonnies this year. I like let me go through it. Dude, Memphis. Memphis isn't being talked about enough. I think that
Okay.
conference, the American Athletic Conference, is actually a good brand of basketball, and
Yeah.
I like Memphis this year, dude.
Okay.
And I'm big on the A10 as well. Um,
George Mason.
Hometown team, yeah. Is George Mason due for another?
Are they?
I don't know, dude. St. Bonaventure, they're also A10. They're 8-9 overall, but they're 6-8 in the conference. George Mason, 12-1, and VCU. Are we gonna get a
Yeah.
Virginia? Are we gonna get a Virginia team going on a run?
It might be reminiscent of early 2010s
Yeah,
where Havoc basketball was alive and well.
yeah. Give it to us. We're here. We're all here for that. Maybe take a Lipscomb. Nah, sorry. Any outside of St. John's, any Big East team that you like?
uh, I mean, I'm a sucker for Shaka Smart and March Madness. I haven't
Hmm.
watched many of their games. I feel like they always let the people down. But maybe this year they're coming in with a little like not as much hype, not many people talking about them, and they're still playing some pretty good basketball. So I don't hate Marquette.
I got one for you guys.
Let's hear it.
The Anteaters. UC Irvine. They made a
UC
run.
Irvine.
I like them in the Big
They're in
West.
the big. I thought you said Big East.
No, yeah, I did say Big East earlier, but
Oh,
I'm
but you're
not.
just thinking of okay.
Yeah, yeah, I'm. Yeah, whatever. The Big East. I guys, I am also uh, the reason I got so upset about the St. John's or the beating Villanova because I'm a Villanova fan, and typically if I'm betting with emotion, I would have taken Villanova because Jay Wright once again gritty coach, sneaky athletic, and he really coaches up the guys and the guys that he recruits, they really soak it in. They embody that brand of basketball, and they were awesome to watch, and they just fell apart, and it really upsets me. But I'm I can't get over it. Like that's an epic collapse, man. Villanova just
From
go
what do you mean?
from
From
what
their
they
like,
had,
yeah, yeah,
borderline blue blood to a fiasco. Like
yeah.
Kyle Nelson.
We would talk about that a lot. I remember, bus rides and in the locker room, about like the blue bloods and Villanova essentially being one, like a new age blue blood,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, it's it's. I don't know if there's been a higher high to a lower low, like like just like a despair, like such a large gap.
Yeah, like it's even hard to say like UNC, right? Because like Villanova won two national championships. Like
Yeah,
when UNC was winning, even their
and
down years.
There's Tony Bennett.
Yeah, dude, that pisses me off. I hate when I see like Jay Wright still goes to like every Villanova game. Like, come on, dude. Like, if you're gonna go, like, like be on the floor, coach them up,
Jay Ray,
quitter.
if you're gonna go, I want to see you in that Italian suit. I want to see you up and down that sideline.
Armani. No, yeah, I don't know. I think they all wanted out before the NIL stuff, but
Oh, totally, totally.
um, okay, last segment. Let's get into it. Since
Mhm.
we are college basketball guys, retired players. And this is black and white takes, but we have two white guys on tonight, so we're gonna do an all-time white squad, and you
Oh,
and I,
jeez.
yeah, and I, we're gonna compete against the best of the best, and we're gonna build a roster to compete against. Well, first we need an all NBA black squad, so I think we're gonna go with, Magic Johnson probably at your one,
Yeah,
MJ two,
yeah.
LeBron three.
Do you put him at 3 or 4? I mean, like, I guess it doesn't really matter positions,
I'd
but
probably go at three, and then I would probably go like personally, I'd probably go Tim Duncan and Shaq, but they like.
Yeah, I mean, only one that you could say you could miss out on is Kobe.
I
Like
mean,
Kobe.
we'll do a 6 man. We'll throw Kobe in there, but
Yeah, but what about Steph for Magic?
I mean, I would, but I you know I'm not fair. I'm not sure if it's fair for us to be having this conversation. Do we? uh, so for the sake of for the sake of this argument, let's just go Magic Johnson, MJ. We got Magic, MJ, Braun.
Bron,
I think.
Duncan.
Do we go Duncan or like Elijah Wan at the 4?
I mean,
Or
I think it's interchangeable at that
yeah,
point.
we'll go
Just depends on the style of play.
we'll go Duncan and then we'll go Shaq. Oh God, we have no hope. Um, and then 6 man we'll go Kobe. As if
Yeah,
MJ,
that's good.
as if we're ever gonna take MJ out, but
Yeah.
whatever. All right, build your all-time white roster.
Clarifying question: does European
Yes,
count?
they count. They count. We need them.
Okay. Let's see. I mean, Larry Bird, yeah, has got to be on there, right?
He's going at the 3. I agree. You
Steve
know what?
Nash.
You know, real quick. You know, I would love. I would love like Larry Bird's opinion if our roster could compete. Oh. If he
Larry Bird. Hey,
what if he was just like hell no, we have no shot.
I don't think he'd say all that. He would say, "Give me the rock."
Yeah, he'd say we're sneaky athletic is what he'd say.
Dirk.
Oh, love it. Dirk at the 4.
I mean, my dad and I were talking about this. One of the most, if not the best, finals run by a single player.
Oh yeah, hands down, agreed.
Like
I mean, he's
that run was crazy.
insane, insane.
I mean, okay, who else are we thinking? At the point guard, I mean, is Steve Nash at the point? Who I can't think of who else do you got? Stockton?
Yeah, Pistol Pete. If you want to go that far back.
Matched up against Magic Johnson, I don't know
Yeah,
about
you're
that.
right. We're going.
But Nash is short.
He's like 6'3".
Well, I mean, I guess short's relative, but yeah.
I mean, I,
Luca,
I think Luca's a 2.
do you include him on this list, do you think? Or no?
Yeah, I think you have to. But then we are a liability on defense with Dirk, Luca, and
Yeah. And
probably.
then I was gonna
I think if we go Luca, we have to go Stockton. Like we need someone who can stay in front of someone.
yeah.
No, that's
And
not right.
then
We'll over communicate. We'll be in the right spot.
pack line.
Pack line, absolutely.
And
All right,
then I mean Jokic at the 5.
beautiful. Love that. Love that helps us a lot. We are
It's,
slow. We
it's
are
a very
slow as
European.
dirt.
It's a very slow team.
Uh, yeah, I think we go. Do we go? Do we go Stockton? Do we? Do we add like some flair? Go Steve Nash, Jason Williams? Are we missing? Are we missing anyone?
Let's see. Are we missing anyone? I mean, there's like, I mean, not that they would be on the list. Like Bill Walton. I'm trying to think of other just like random.
Kevin McHale.
Yeah, Kevin McHale. Pretty much any Celtics player.
Yeah. Dude,
uh, Sabonis, like the old Sabonis, like the senior.
yeah. I think we go. All right,
We don't have any.
you pick the point guard.
I don't know. I think probably Stockton. But I like Nash.
I like Nash. I like Nash.
I like Nash.
He
Yeah,
played in this
Nash.
era. We know he can
Nash.
do it. He won an 2 MVPs.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
We both wanted Nash.
we want Nash. 2. I think 2. We had to go.
And he's a shooter.
Yeah, true. So we have to go Luca. at the two.
Unless we make a this would be bad move. I was thinking Kyle Korver get shooters out there.
Kyle, I don't think we can do that, bro.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, it's got to be Luka. I
We're
mean, it's
going
got to be. Yeah.
and then 6-man. Hot take, but I think we go mono.
Oh wait, that's not a hot take at all. I
I
love
think
that.
I think that's a great player to bring off the bench. It fits
Yeah.
his role.
No, I think that's great.
All right, we're going
Well,
Manu.
wait, but Manu's like he's from Argentina.
Doesn't matter. We're taking him.
I think I didn't see. I wonder what Will Compton put his. I know because he did the NFL one.
Yeah.
I saw a video. I didn't finish it because it was long. But after the dunk contest, I think he did a starting five. I want to go back and see what his was now after we just did that.
Oh, all right, now we get to pick our coach. We're taking
Mm,
JJ Redick.
over Phil Jackson.
Yeah, we're taking JJ. And we'll sub him in if we need a shot.
There you go.
Player
Player coach. Little Jackie Moon action.
Yep. And I mean, I don't even think the other squad needs a coach. Let's be real.
Just roll the ball out.
I think we put up a fight, though. I do. I think in a 7-game series, this goes probably at least
At
7.
least gentlemen's sweep.
Oh man. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. That's our all-time black versus all-time white squad. Let us know what you think in the chat, in the comments. All right, Joey, you're gonna take us out with your sports take. I prepped you a little bit that we were gonna be asking you a hot sports take, so I hope you're ready.
Yeah, I've been marinating on it for a while. I think we got to get some golf into this podcast a little bit.
Yes, sir.
My sports hot take, which could ultimately make me look like an idiot. I'm going to say Scotty Scheffler, no majors this year. No majors for Scotty Scheffler.
World number 1, no majors.
Exactly. That's a hot take.
That'd be funny. We should look that up. When's the last time the world number 1 didn't win a major in the year? I mean,
well, like the world number 1 to start the year.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can look it up real fast. But I think I'll actually you look it up. I'll keep talking about my take.
All right, I think I know who it is. It's probably definitely Dustin Johnson, right?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, probably. That's a good guess. I just think there's I don't know only 4 of them. There's so many guys who are playing so good right now. Like I think I'm not a huge Rory fan, but he's knocking on the door. Like you got to think one of these he gets. Um, I think a guy like Ludwig Oberg, who just won the
Oh,
Genesis Invitational. I think he's a horse coming from the back now. Jordan Spieth is looking good. Guys like Colin Morikawa coming back into play. Some live guys in those majors. DeChambeau and Koepka always a threat. I don't know. Only 4 of them. Only 4 of them. He's always in the mix. I know he's the best golfer. I love watching him golf. But you asked me for a hot take, so that's what I got.
no, that's a great take. I think I'll get behind you on it. I think let's go ahead. Who wins the Masters this year? Let's go through it.
Well, it can't be Scotty because he can't win the first major.
He does play insanely well at the Masters.
we gotta dodge the first bullet, and then maybe the take last.
Maybe the course.
I mean, let's see.
Does Jordan Spieth put on another green jacket? Does he?
We were talking about it. Yeah.
Return to fame.
Does he return to glory?
Return to
I don't
glory.
know. I hope so. He looked good. He looked good in that one tournament I watched a couple weeks ago. Who is winning the Masters? I don't know. I feel like I need to see odds before I can make a
we'll get into
guess.
that later. We'll be in Scottsdale like the week before the Masters, and we'll do a live episode there and
a little live pod.
Yeah, a little live pod at the Masters. I think CK is going to bring some of the equipment, so it'll be cool.
Cool.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on and holding it down while Cameron is traveling the world. It's been
Yeah, thanks
fun.
for having me. Love talking sports.
Yeah, it's always a blast. So, as always, this is Black and White Takes. We are going to be going live, I think, a few times while CK is out. If we'll have some other guests, and we'll still be running some episodes. So, I appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, you can follow us at Black and White Takes on X, TikTok, and Instagram. And as always, please be sure to like and subscribe to our video.